What's good, YouTube? I've been playing a lot of solo rec recently. I've been playing a lot of rec in general recently, and I've been having a lot of fun on big right now. But there was one tiny problem, especially for solo rec. The big I was on, it didn't really have much ball handle. I couldn't score on it with the ball in my hands. I was heavily reliant on my teammates to hit me and set me up to score. I could shoot it had really good shooting and really good dunking, meter dunk capable, everything, but I just really needed to be able to score sometimes if my teammates weren't the best, and that's exactly what this big is right here. 6'10", burly as hell, just like my 6'9". Now let's take a look at this build. Just don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy, drop me a sub if you like my content and want to see more from me. I post jump shot videos, build videos, all the basic YouTuber shit. That's what I do. Big boy snag right here, 87 pass act zipper to the corner. Throws an extra. Unfortunately, he does. Don't get big board right there, though. And that's the thing about my builds, bro. I have like 3 main things when I make a big. You have to be able to meter dunk. All my bigs are going to be able to meter dunk just like that. They need pretty good pass act, especially if it's a rec big. I need to be able to throw the breaks. Midi phase just like that aren't required for my builds, but I do like having it in my bag. Main 3 things about my bigs: they are going to be able to meter dunk, they're going to have a really solid dunk, they're going to have a really good shooting because I like shooting the ball. I'm not ever going to make an inside big, I don't think. And lastly, it is going to have legend rebound chaser. I'm not making a big and it not having legend rebound chaser. Just doesn't make any sense to me. And for this build specifically, this one is also very capable to get buckets on its own. It has solid ball handle. I can dribble the ball, I can score without having to rely on my teammates. And that was the main thing about this build. That's why I made a new big. Don't get me wrong, I like just playing traditional big, having a point guard, letting like the offense run through everybody else and being the backbone, but just I want to be able to impact the game if my teammates aren't the best, especially for solo rec, or just if my point guard isn't doing that good or my shooting guard isn't doing that good. I want to be able to do some shit too. I want to be able to dribble, dunk, meter dunk, shoot some threes occasionally, do a step back, you know. I like being a good impact on the team because there isn't nothing worse than playing solo rec. As I found out, I just recently started playing solo rec because I've been playing late nights. My boys ain't been on that much, like super late night, so I've just needed some 2K to play when I'm bored. There's nothing worse than your team being absolutely terrible and you being powerless to help at all, because if you're on a big with no ball handle, you're super reliant on your guards to like get buckets on their own and hit you when you're open. But this one has ball handle just for that problem specifically. So if you like centers that can play center and like traditional center but can also just get buckets when you need to, bro, this is the build for you. Just literally pushed that dude out the way, shot it right in his face with confidence. By the way, this build has no strength. Little spoiler alert, I'm going to show the build here in a little bit after these clips, but this build has just enough strength to get brick wall. I'm a super firm believer in the fact that strength does not do shit this year, bro. I've said it in a ton of my old videos. I've been on this recently, so has Laker. Me and him have just decided unanimously strength is not worth this year at all. It's obviously, for a big, it's worth enough just to get brick wall, and I'm a +2 with the gold, but just as the attribute itself, bro, it's so bad this year, bro, and it's so expensive. It's just so worth this year not to run strength. Also, another point I really want to emphasize, I think you should be quick dipping or no dipping almost all your catch and shoot threes, bro. It's so much better than just a regular shot. It's so much harder to contest, and it makes you so much harder to contest and just defend against, because anytime somebody notices that you're quick dipping all your threes, no dipping all your threes, they cannot leave you, and they won't leave you if they see you consistently hit them. So it frees up whoever else you're playing with because they know you're not getting helped off of, bro. Right here, I'm in the proving ground 2s with my boy Cruz. Quick dipping everything, bro. All them corner quick dips are so hard to contest, by the way. Didn't give me a quick dip right there because I got to pull up. Still went in, though. Big board coming right here. And I'm a bit of an unorthodox scorer, bro. Little shimmy into the post fade. I can do it all in this build, bro. This build has super high midi, really good three-pointer. It also has play take, which is something I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But I think play take is the best takeover in the game, no matter what build you're on, but especially for bigs. Staying dunk capable as well. That's another huge part of my build. Got another really big rebound right there after he missed that midi. Into the snatch. Pull up. I'm too tall, bro. 6'10", just shoot over everybody. Now here's the build. First things first, 6'10", 6'11" wingspan, and 269 pounds. You have to have that 6'11" wingspan just to get the mid-range. It eventually goes to 92, but as you all may know if you watch my other videos, I think 91 mid-range or three-pointer is the best threshold to hit no matter what if you want to be able to shoot very good. That allows you to get both set shot and shifty shooter on gold, and that means you can +2 them both to legend, and I do that on almost every single build I make. That's, in my opinion, those are the best badges, 2+2 and +1 in the game. You obviously want to be able to hit your threes at a very high rate. Set shot literally just makes you hit your shots more when you don't time them perfectly perfect. And shifty, I know fades are nerfed, but one, midi fades are still really good, And 2, when you hit like a dribble move, like a snatch back or behind the back into a 3-pointer, Shifty pops up all the time, and 2K Labs just tested Shifty. And of course, Legend Shifty is miles better than every other tier of the badge. Getting into the build here though, starting from left to right, as you see on the left, 87 driving dunk, pretty standard, go down on almost all my builds. That just gives you contact dunks, and it makes you super meter dunk capable, especially on slips. I talk about this a lot, how meter dunking on your slips is so good, and you get a lot of dunks that you wouldn't have got if you didn't meter dunk them. So just being able to meter dunk almost all your dunks is super important for Big this year. And this is different from a lot of my other builds. You see it has 81 standing, and that's because for meter dunks, when you get hit a little bit late and you've been standing still in the paint, like waiting to get the ball, sometimes if you meter dunk them, it's going to count as a standing dunk, and it's going to be small. So that's just to make sure my meter dunks are always greenable and they have a big green window no matter what. This is my first build I've ever made with higher than 45 standing, and I'm not going to lie, bro, them meters, when you're just sitting in the paint, the standing dunk meters are huge with 81, bro. I think it's a really good like budget threshold to hit for bigs. Onto the shooting, you see I already talked about it. 91 midi, that goes to 92. That gets you dead-eye on gold. And you see my 3-pointer, it's at 84 right now. No specific reason. Obviously, 83 is the threshold you want to hit for 3-pointer if you're not going any higher than that, just to get you limmy on bronze, which you can +1 or +2. But I just upped it with some cap breakers I had at the end, just because I have a shit ton of cap breakers, and I already got everything else I wanted. Looking at the playmaking here, I have a 75 ball handle, an 87 pass act, and a 60 speed of ball. I'm going to show my animations at the end of this video if you're interested. Obviously, it's not the craziest playmaking in the world, but 87 pass act, really good threshold to hit, especially for rec, for throwing breaks. All my passes get straight to people. 87 obviously isn't as good as 99, which just makes sense. Every once in a while, when I throw a break, it will like bobble in their hands or something, but I've yet to throw a single turnover throwing the break. It obviously isn't the best it could be, but 87 is pretty solid. I also +1 and +2 break starter a lot, so if you're a big who loves throwing the break, I highly recommend that. 75 ball handle, that's just enough so you can get shifty occasionally when you need to. You get pro step back, which is really good, creates a lot of space. Not a lot of people expect bigs to come out here and just hit moves to get open, so I think that's a really solid spot. Speed of ball, I didn't really care about. I'm not really looking to like shiftily get open and like cross people up and run left and right. I just wanted enough so I could hit some dribble moves occasionally. Giannis cross, super important for me. And the Giannis cross into meter dunks is so good, bro. Looking at the defense here, 73 steal, that's enough to get you silver interceptor, which I +1 and +2 a lot. Interceptor's huge badge. I hate 60 steal. I see a lot of bigs go 60 steal. I feel like my dude never gets lanes with 60 steal, bro. So 73's a good meet in the middle. Obviously, you're 6'10", so you can't get any higher than that. Or you could go higher on the attribute, but you can't get any higher level of interceptor, so 73 is where I'm sitting at. 71 per M, that just gets you bronze challenger. I like hitting thresholds a lot, so obviously 71 per M gets you bronze challenger. But if you're looking to guard ball a little bit more, or if you feel like you might be required to be guarding like shooters a lot, like switching on screens, whatever it is, you can +1 or +2 challenger. That's why it's just so important to hit the thresholds to just get badges on bronze, especially super important badges like challenger, because +1s and +2s are crazy, and you can literally go from bronze to gold, or if you hit silver, you can get like, you can go from a silver badge to a Hall of Fame badge, bro. It's just so big this year, just being able to get the actual badge, because if you don't get the badge, then you can't +1 or +2 it, and that's just going to sit at no badge the whole time. 84 block, 74 interior. I do not get scored on in the paint. I feel like paint defense this year is so position based, and honestly I just wanted that 84 block more so for chase down artists, because so many people rim run this year, and I think chase down artist is one of the most important badges in the game. I normally have it +2 to Hall of Fame just so I can get as many chase downs as possible. Onto the rebounding, obviously the most important part of a big. 96 O board, 85 D board. I have +5 my O board, 296 from 91, and I went a little bit higher on the D board this time. Normally I have one at like super high, 96, 99, whatever it is, and then the other one I live at 80. But sometimes I feel like when I have 80 board, even though I have a super high of the other board and I have like legend rebound chaser, sometimes my dude just doesn't jump like I want him to, and he doesn't grab rebounds that I feel like he should be grabbing. So I went a little bit higher, 84 this time. Now looking at the physicals, my dude is pretty slow. I haven't even maxed out the agility yet or the strength, just because I don't believe in strength at all. I make a little bit of unorthodox builds. I know that my builds aren't for everybody, but you're going to be slow if you want to be able to shoot really good and have a small wingspan, and you want really high rebounds. So that's the sacrifice I make on most of my bigs. I end up being a little bit slower than the average like big for whatever height I am, but in return I get really crazy shooting, and I also get really good rebounding. I feel pretty fast on this build. I mean, obviously 71 speed isn't the greatest, but I'm rocking a really good motion style. I think that 71's fine for a big. That's just me though. Obviously, my builds aren't going to be for everybody. I make them for how I like to play, and if you happen to like how my builds look, then you know you're welcome to make them, and that's why I make the videos. 77 vertical, that gets you 75, which is just to match the 87 driving dunk, so it gets you the vert requirement to do contact dunks. And 77 gets you gold pogo, which is a really good badge this year. Not only for like recovering off of jumps, but it recovers off of rebounds. Anytime your dude leaves his feet and jumps, that affects how quickly you recover and can get back on defense or whatever it is. Pogo is super important this year, no doubt about it. Here's my cap breaker screen. If you're interested in that, you see I go from 87 midi to a 91, and that first mid-range cap break is a +2, which I thought was really good for this build. Anytime you can save cap breakers like that and you can get like a +2 or a +3, that's always really nice. Saving cap breakers is really important this year. I mean, I have a shit ton of them at this point, but it's still always nice to be able to get a +2 attribute only using one cap breaker. Pass sec, I went from an 80 to an 87. That was kind of a spur of the moment decision, but I played a few rec games just having 80 because 80 is the requirement to get play take. And play take, most broken takeover in the game, in my opinion. Nobody misses off your pass when you have play take, bro. You could literally mistime the fuck out of your shot, and if you get it off play take, bro, it is going in no matter what. But I was playing rec, and I feel like my breaks were just not getting there consistently and not being clean catches for the most part with 80. But I upped it to 87 with my cap breakers just because I had so many, and every single pass after that, every single break I threw was a nice steaming catch. No like fumble, no nothing, bro. So I think 87 is a really good threshold. And lastly, you see on the right there, I have my O-board cap broken from 91 to 96. That just gets you Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and then obviously +1 into legend. So legend rebound chaser, really good pass sack, and then up in the midi to a 91, eventually 92. That 91 is the most important though. You can hold on to, just like I'm doing, that last cap breaker if you don't have that many to get to 92 midi. I think 91 is what you want to hit, and then 92 for the long run, just to get you that dead eye on gold. Here's what I +1 and +2. Starting from left to right, I got Rise Up +1 to gold and Challenger +1 to silver. Max +2s, I got Set Shot, like I said, +2 to legend. I always +2 that to legend or +1 it, whatever it is. I want to shoot as good as possible. I'm always going to rock Set Shot. If I'm on a shooting build, Set Shot is getting put to legend no matter what. High Flying Nair, like I said, also +2 that to Hall of Fame. Max +1 rebound chaser to legend, and handles for days to silver, just because I am a little bit of a burly boy, and bigger builds run out of stamina quicker. You're going to want to +1 that for sure. In my surge right now, I have box out beast plus to Hall of Fame, and that's just because I haven't fully maxed out my box out beast yet, because I just recently made the build, and you can only put non-maxed out badges in that bottom left one, whichever it is. Right now for season 2 it's Takeover Surge, so I got that there, and then Shifty Shooter, and then lastly I got Deadeye at the bottom +1 to gold. But remember, when I put that last cap breaker on my mid range, I already get it on gold, so that's gonna free up another slot in my shooting cap breakers. I can put that anywhere. Here's my takeovers if you're interested in that. I have one that is speed with ball all the way maxed out, and then dish master, and then I have one that is just pass accuracy maxed out, and then the same dish master. I'm never going to run any other takeover on this build. I think dish master is the best takeover hands down for bigs, and you're trolling if you don't run it. Maybe if you have deep bomber, I could see a case for it, but dish master as a big, bro, it's just so good. Here's my dribbling annies if you're interested in that, and I'm going to show my jumper in a second. Let you look at this for a second. And obviously, Giannis cross is locked behind hidden starter 3, so if you don't have that, I'm not really sure which crossover to run because I don't play big a lot, but Giannis cross, when you get it, bro, it's so fucking nasty, especially in meter dunks. It does get bumped a little bit if you hit it at like improper times, but when you know when to hit it, it is so glitchy. It glitches you forward and sets you up perfectly for meter dunks. Lastly here, I'm just showing my jump shot that I use. This is a little sneak peek just if you made it this far, because I'm going to be making a video on this jump shot probably tomorrow. Lower base is Jonathan Isaac. LaMarcus Aldridge is upper release 1. Upper release 2 is Marc Gasol. 60% LA, 40% Marc Gasol. And this is a 2K Labs tested jumper. I literally just looked at 2K Labs, looked at what the best jumper they had for big man, and put it on. So this is the best statistical jump shot they have at the moment. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. It's been Bawny. Peace out.